Today's show is brought to you by State Farm agent Ryan McDevitt. Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Ryan McDevitt is ready to help you combine home and auto and save in Chicago and the surrounding suburbs. Call Ryan today at 630-796-2662. That's 630-796-2662. Or visit his website, ryanismyagent.com. That's ryanismyagent.com, and make sure to mention Sports Talk Chicago. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. I want to start today with this. We all know the story of the Bears quarterback position. It's been mediocre, to say the least. Sid Luckman and Sid Luckman. That's it. So when a generational talent comes along, when rumors are being spread, you have to act on them. You can't ignore it. You can't say, I don't want to pawn off too much of the future. No. When a top 5 quarterback in football is available and actually wants to come to your team, you better do everything possible to make sure it happens. Sure, many of you saw yesterday, Russell Wilson said if he did want to be traded, it'd be to these 4 teams. The Bears were one of them, which set off a media frenzy yesterday. Look, here's what I know. Many of you want Deshaun Watson. Believe me, I get it. Younger, more yards last year. Could run more. Good quarterback. But if I were you, I'd ask for a proven winner. I'd ask for someone who doesn't need a team to win. I'd ask for a guy who's already won a Super Bowl. You're going to get all of that with Russell Wilson and more. He's already a Hall of Famer, first of all. Russell Wilson could retire today and get into the Hall of Fame. 102 career passer rating. This past season, with nobody around him, 40 touchdowns, 13 picks. The guy's never had any help, ever. No running game. Only recently has Chris Carson given them something. Marshawn Lynch got old as Wilson came in. The defense has been depleted. Metcalf has become good, but that's it. They've gone back and forth with only one wide receiver. They've had nothing. They've surrounded him with nothing in Seattle. And guess what? Still wins. 98-45 career record. That's the point I've always tried to make about Deshaun Watson. You may think Watson is a talented quarterback. That's fine. His numbers say he's great. That said, can't win. And I've seen so many people tell me, well, every quarterback needs help. It's unrealistic to say a quarterback doesn't need help to win. No, it isn't, because I know a guy who doesn't need help to win. He doesn't. Russell Wilson needs nothing except himself. Doesn't matter what you put him with on the field, he'll find a way. Always does. Great quarterback. That's the point. That's why you'd be crazy to prefer Deshaun Watson over Russell Wilson. And I've seen polls go out saying that. More people want Deshaun Watson. Give me a break. Oh, he doesn't have a team around him. If he did, he'd win. The point is, Wilson wins with the team or without one. Deshaun, we don't know yet. We don't. Last year explained it all. How could a quarterback lead the league in passing yards but go 4-12? How's that possible? I'm asking. I'm not saying it's because of Watson, but I am saying that they did go 4-12. There's a reason why. May not be all his fault, but great quarterbacks overcome adversity. Russell Wilson does. Done it for years. They've given him absolutely nothing in Seattle. Nothing. And the guy still wins. And everyone's friend, Deshaun Watson, can't win unless he has a team. Russell needs nothing to win. That's why he'd work here in Chicago. And imagine if the Bears just said, you know what? We'll help you out a little bit. Maybe one wide receiver. Maybe they keep Robinson. They'd be a new team. They'd go from 6-10, 7-9 to 11-5 because of one player. That's why Russell Wilson is much more valuable than Deshaun Watson. By far. No comparison. I'd rather take a winner than a loser. I'd rather take a guy who could win at all costs with nothing around him than a guy who needs excuses to be made to win because his team isn't good enough. You better give up everything you have to get Russell Wilson. Everything. 4 first-round picks, do it. 3, do it. 2, couple of seconds, do it. Doesn't matter. The guy's 32. You could get, realistically, at least 5 more good years out of him, if not more. So I don't subscribe to the idea that Deshaun Watson is better because he's younger. They need youth. No. They need a guy who can help them win today. They need a guy who doesn't need a team around him to win. And Russell Wilson, along with a few other quarterbacks, are proof that you don't need that. You don't need a team to win. That's a farce. Great quarterbacks, generational type quarterbacks, don't need a team. The ones who do aren't good enough. Sorry to break it to you, they aren't. I love Deshaun Watson, great player. Not good enough. If he comes to the Bears, it'll be the same situation as in Houston. How do you think they're going to do? If Watson can't win in that environment, what makes you think he's going to win here? Russell Wilson went 12-4 last year on a dysfunctional team with no weapons. Nothing. No help. Still won. I could see him winning here, despite the Bears being on a downward trajectory. That's the difference maker. That's what matters. In general, when you think about a quarterback, when you evaluate a quarterback, think to yourself, what does he need to win? Does he need a great running back, Dak Prescott? Does he need a lot of great wide receivers? Does he need no line? Does he need a defense? It's Trubisky to an extent. No. Russell Wilson needs himself and a couple of other players. It doesn't matter who's on the field when Wilson is the QB. That's a fact. You could dispute it. You could say I'm way off. Look at the numbers. Look at the roster. Look at the team. Come on, be honest here. When did you start caring or seeing Seahawks football? When did the Seahawks become such a hot commodity in the NFL? Not until they drafted Russell Wilson. Tell me I'm wrong. 2005, all right. Matt Hasselbeck, sure. That was it. No one cared. They didn't get national TV time. They weren't on Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football. They're way out in the Pacific Northwest. No one cared. But they do now. Why? Because Russell Wilson put them on the map. Him alone. No one else. No one thinks of the Seahawks and says, oh, Marshawn Lynch, DK Metcalf. No. They know Seattle for one player, Russell Wilson. Can you imagine if he came here? The Bears are already a premier franchise. Now they could get their quarterback. I'm saying it right now. If he comes here, instant Super Bowl contenders. No question. Any team that has Russell Wilson becomes a Super Bowl contender. That's why I tell you, understand the value of a quarterback and understand what they need to win. Deshaun Watson needs a lot of help. Russell Wilson doesn't. And by the way, those are the only two quarterbacks that I'd actually mortgage the future for, obviously. If I'm the Bears, I'm not giving up a couple of first-round picks for Derek Carr. No, sorry. I'm not spending boatloads of money on an average free agent quarterback. If I were the Bears, it's either Wilson or Watson or the status quo with a draft pick. That's it. Those should be the only options on the table right now. But if I had the choice, if I was told you could get Watson or Wilson, you'd be stupid to take Deshaun Watson. Stupid. Settle with a winner. Reward a winner. Give your team a winning quarterback. A guy who won't make excuses. A guy who has no excuses. He wins no matter what. That's the way we have to look at this. We can't be thinking, well, Watson, he's a good quarterback. He just didn't have a good team. Versus Russell Wilson, didn't have a good team, still won. Now, that said, he is complaining now about having no team, but the point is, during the season, in the past, he's had no team, still won. There hasn't been a complaint. There's been nothing. The cards that he's been dealt, he plays with, and he always turns them around, and they win. So Bears fans, think about that. Think about how important winning is, and think about who's capable of getting it done. You could try to convince yourself that Deshaun Watson is the real deal. That's fine. Great quarterback in my opinion. But what does he need to win? Help. The Bears offer none of it. The Bears don't offer help. They offer a similar roster and a similar situation to Houston. Russell Wilson needs nothing. Doesn't need a thing. He just needs a team. And 10 other guys to be on the field with him. That's it. He's that talented. He's that good. He finds a way. That's why he's a top 5 quarterback. That's why he's a perennial MVP candidate. That's why he's a Hall of Famer today. So if I were the Bears, I'd give up everything to bring in Russell Wilson. More to come here on Sports Talk Chicago. My interview with Rob Motti comes up next, so stay tuned. Hey, do you want to make some money this weekend? What if I told you I could offer you $250 free on any game you want? Here's what you have to do. Go to sportstalkchicago.com/cash, sportstalkchicago.com/cash. You must be 21 plus. You must be an Illinois resident. You could bet $250 free on any game you want for this upcoming weekend. College basketball, the NHL is back, NBA going strong. This is, without question, the best time to put down some money and win a whole lot more back. At sportstalkchicago.com/cash, sportstalkchicago.com/cash. /cash. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.